This video is for those of you who would consider yourself beginners to playing piano or playing in the worship genre as a whole. We're going to break down the basics of playing piano in a contemporary worship setting, how to know what to play, and by the end, you will have everything you need to play an entire worship song. So let's get into it. We are going to be learning in the key of C. That means that all the notes that we play are going to be centered around middle C. Middle C is right here in the middle of the keyboard. You can find it by locating the two black notes that are next to each other and then going directly to the left on the white note. This note is called C, and then moving up from there, you just go up the alphabet. So this is D, E, F, G, then you start over with A, B, and then back to C. Playing these notes in order creates the scale of C major. So by playing only notes in this scale, we are playing in the key of C. A key is a system of related notes that forms the basis for a piece of music. Now that we know our C major scale, let's build a chord. A chord is 3 or more notes played at the same time. So let's start with a C major chord. That's going to be the notes C, E, and G. A few more common chords in the key of C are F major, G major, and A minor. And you'll notice that I'm only playing white keys. That's because in the key of C, you're only going to have white keys. These 4 chords are the foundation of most worship songs. When building a chord, you're going to set all 5 fingers on the keyboard with your thumb on the lowest note of the chord. So for a C major chord, I would put it right here. Then wherever your middle finger and your pinky land is where the other notes in the chord are going to be. You want to make sure you have 1 finger to each note. So thumb is 1, middle finger is 3, and the pinky is 5. So then to play other chords, I'm just going to take that pattern and move it across the keyboard. So for an F major chord, it would look like this. G, and A minor. So now let's add the left hand. In the left hand, I like to typically play the 1 and the 5 of a chord or play octaves. So that could look like this. Or if I wanted to play octaves, I could play it like this. Or I could also add in the 5th between those octaves. An octave is the same note repeated higher or lower on the piano. So here's middle C, and then if I go down 8 notes, I'm going to run into another C. So if I were to play those 2 notes together, that would be considered an octave. So then in my right hand, I like to typically play the 1 and the 3 of the chord, while my left hand plays the 1 and the 5. As I'm playing all these chords, you'll notice that I have to move my hands around a lot to get to the next chord. That's because I'm playing these in what's called root position. I can also choose to move around the notes and play what's called inversions. Inversions are the same notes played in a different order. So let's say I was playing C major, and I wanted to play these notes in an inversion. All I would do is take the lowest note and put it up an octave. So instead of playing C major like this, I would play it like this. And this is what's called first inversion. If I want to invert this chord again, I would just take that lowest note, take it up an octave again. And this is what's called second inversion. Here's an example of what that would look like in a progression. You'll notice how my right hand didn't have to jump around nearly as much as it did before. Learning inversions and getting comfortable with playing in this way may take some time and practice. Worship songs are made up of chord progressions. So when you look at a chord chart, you're going to see certain patterns of chords. Usually they'll be written over specific words because that indicates what the rhythm is going to be. So let's play the song Same God Together. This song is in the key of C, so we'll start with our C major chord. Then we're going to go to our F major chord, and I'm going to play it like this, in octaves in the left hand, like this in the right hand, and then back to C. So that sounds like this. Now, in your chord chart, you may see something that looks like an F, a slash, and a C. This is indicating an inversion, and it means that C is going to be the lowest note that you play. So if you were to play the F chord, but to put the C as the lowest note, you would take it from the top, put it on the bottom, and that would be F in second inversion. You can also choose to play the F chord as you normally would in the right hand and just play C in the left hand. So here's what that would look like in context as well. It's also fun to learn the piano lead lines that you hear in the song and play them over the chords that you play in the left hand. So this is what the intro sounds like of Same God. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a pad. I'm going to go to my pads folder and let's find a warm pad to use. And then sometimes I like to have synth lead sounds as well. I'm going to go ahead and choose an organ sound. All the Keys audio you've heard in this video was captured straight from the Sunday Keys app with no post-processing applied. The app is available for both iPad and Mac. If you'd like to discover more about Sunday Keys, there's a link in the description to learn all about it.